Hey, what up, decisive marketers? We have two bots that are going on right now, right? Two chat bots that are, the talk of the town right now. And one of them is Botbaba, and the other one is called Uchat. Now, I have both tools on my hand, and I have, tried both of them out, and I know that a lot of you are actually looking for a comparison, right? So I'm going to be doing a comparison video today of Botbaba and Uchat. Now, before I dive in, be sure to hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more digital marketing and e-commerce content. So the first thing about Botbaba and Uchat is this. Firstly, Botbaba is a WhatsApp chatbot first, right? So it's more of a WhatsApp chat bot, whereas UChat, uh, it kind of does a lot of different chat bots that they have. So Botbaba also has a website chat widget as well. So that means you can actually have a website chat bot where UChat doesn't have as well. So these are some of the so Botbaba and UChat, they kind of focus on a little bit different stuff right here. So I'm going to dive in right now. So the first, and I'm going to be showing you the flow as well as the UI and the UX between the both of them. So I would say the first thing is in the plans itself, Botbaba gives you, I'm sorry, right? This is a mistake right here. Botbaba actually gives you unlimited subscribers, right? Unlimited subscribers, whereas for UChat is actually there's a limited subscribers that you can have. Whereas for WhatsApp, they both have a WhatsApp chat bot. Botbaba supports unofficial WhatsApp API as well. However, for UChat it doesn't. You can only trigger them via external actions. So they can only you can't actually run an entire chatbot using the unofficial WhatsApp API support. So for example, if you have this WhatsApp API, okay, so it's called WA API. So they are a unofficial WhatsApp API. So you can only use that with Botbaba. You can't use that with UChat. Okay, so the next thing is the UI UX, right? So for Botbaba, they give you a I would say that the UI UX is a little bit complex, whereas for UChat is a lot more simpler, right? It's a lot more simpler. Whereas for the Botbaba, they have a website chatbot. UChat does not have one. Facebook chatbot is on the roadmap for Botbaba. In fact, I would think that it is a little bit slow, right, on this aspect, pushing out the Facebook chatbot. For UChat, they already have a Facebook chatbot. Then for Botbaba, you can only do broadcast with SMS chatbot. For UChat, you can actually build a SMS chatbot, right? So if someone replies you can actually send a second message out, something like that. You can build a conversation on SMS itself. For Botbaba, there's no Telegram. For UChat, there is one. For WeChat, no as well. Slack, no. Voice bot, which is IVR, Botbaba doesn't have that. No Google My Business bot as well. So whereas for UChat, they have all these, right? And then for e-commerce, they both have these features. Stripe integration, Botbaba has that. UChat also has that. For the storage and file upload limit, Botbaba doesn't mention it. Also, I would think that it's unlimited, right? Whereas for UChat is limited. Email notification is included. Human takeover live chat dashboard, Botbaba doesn't actually have that. You got to use Telegram to sort of handle these messages. For UChat, they do have a dashboard built in. Next is the website chat widgets. Botbaba doesn't have one. Not that it doesn't have one. You can I would say I think you can embed WhatsApp chat widget I think this error here, right? I make the error in the table. This should be yes, and UChat is also yes. So you should be able to also embed the WhatsApp or the website chat widget, okay, into the your website. For Botbaba, for UChat, you can embed any of those chatbots that you have in over here, right? That means Telegram, WeChat, Slack, and you know, WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger and all that, right? And then the last thing would be the some of these analytics. So Botbaba is a lot more in depth with the analytics, which I'll show you a little bit. They actually tell you where people are actually, you know, stopped in during the chatbot conversation, whereas for UChat, it gives you a very broad um, idea of how your chatbot is working out. And then there's no Calendly integration, but for UChat, it does have that. For Zoho integration, it is I think I made a mistake here as well. This should be yes, right? So there's a Zoho integration. There's and then for UChat, they don't have that. For other payment integrations, Botbaba has they have a lot of payment gateway integrations like Razorpay, PayU, and a bunch of stuff, right? For UChat, no. And then for WooCommerce integration, Botbaba has that. UChat doesn't have that. Web pusher integration. So this is actually like push notifications, so you can actually trigger push notifications with Botbaba. You can't using UChat, right? But saying all these integration itself, you can actually trigger these. You can actually, of course, use an automation or integration tool like Pebble Connect, Zapier, or Integromat to connect these tools itself. Okay, so what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna dive into, let me see where it is. Give me a second. Okay, I got quite a few windows here. Maybe I might have closed it accidentally. Oops, where is? Oops, might have closed it. Let me see. All right, so let me just open it back up, right? And then I'll just log into UChat, and then Botbaba. Okay, so we're gonna log in right now. Okay, so there we go, right? We got Botbaba and we got UChat right here. The dashboard, you know, once you log in, both of them seems quite okay, right? Both of them looks good. But once you actually dive into your chatbot itself, when it comes to the process of building a bot, you see that, you know, it seems a little bit more complex. Okay, so let's say we were to jump into one of these bots here. So so this is a bot that we have. Okay, so what happens is with Botbaba, it's a blank canvas. It's a huge blank canvas, right? And what happens is that you can't you gotta build flows all together. And whereas when it comes to UChat, how it works is, for example, this is Facebook. I'm gonna open this up, and what happens is that I have a main flow here. I can only have one flow here, right? And I can create sub flows from there. So with Botbaba, you have to build your sub flows in here as well. So you got to create a block right here and put in the input and output and start building a flow. So you build a second flow over here. So that's kind of how it works. And if we jump in, this is how the dashboard looks like. Sorry, not the dashboard, but this is how you set up the chatbot right here. Okay, right. So it's this is how it works, right? So this is, you put in a time delay, then the message itself. Let me just jump back in. And one issue that I face with Botbaba is that every time it starts to load the chatbot, it takes some time, right, before it loads up the chatbot so that I can go in and edit stuff. So this is how it looks like, the message, and then you can put in a button, okay, and that's how it works, right? You can put a text and then the URL. You can put another message bubble, okay. So you can have an amount, and then you can put a carousel like this, right? So it's like a card that you have, and then you can then send a like, this is actually asking for a query. So so whenever they type in something, okay, then that message will go in and send it to the uh, knowledge base. So that's kind of what is working. Okay, so this is how the this is a HTTP request. Okay, okay. So for example, let's see here. Okay, so if you can trigger a HTTP request or manual action right here. Okay, so that's how it works, right? And let me just show you how Uchat works. So Uchat kind of feels a little bit like ManyChat or ChatRace, but it is not. It is also not at the same time, right? So let me just kind of show you how it works. So this is the start. So it has to lead to the next step. There's nothing you can do here. And then the next step would be, okay, so for next step, right, let's say I were to connect this. So there would be a bunch of next step in here, which is send message, question. So send message is pretty straightforward. It's just a message, and then you can put in buttons, and then you can add a series of messages, right? And you can put delays and stuff like that. So let me just add in a text. Let's say I were to add a send message block right here, right? So then I can type stuff in, right? So these are the next steps. So within the block itself, I can send a message. Okay, then I can maybe send a card. Sorry. Yeah, so I can send a message, and then I can add buttons in here, and then I can have a quick reply, right? So this is like a message in here. Okay, alright, and then I can put typing delay, I can put text, right? So I can build out an entire block right here. Okay, so the next thing would be question. So question would be, if they answer the question, then something happens, right? So you can put a text message, and then once there is a message, right, then you would then proceed to the next step, something like that. Okay, so it kind of feels like ManyChat. So you can within the send message block, these are the things that you can do. So you can have send a text, and then a card, and then so you can send maybe, so rich media, you can send a picture, you can put a typing delay, and then let's see, what is this for each. Okay, so I think this one, what it does is, it does like okay, the title is a must and must pick at least one other information. Okay, so I think what this does is, it does like a external action, probably to save some of this information to somewhere. And then you got dynamic content. That means you can actually you can this is for personalization. Okay, so you can actually pull in data from somewhere, maybe like an order, or their name, their email, their phone number, and stuff like that. And then you can ask for customers feedback, right? And then you can ask you can send a one-time notification, so this one goes to the admin. And you can do e-commerce as well, so you can show a product or a shopping cart. So this is so you can actually build a e-commerce bot right here. And then for question, it's pretty much the same for question, I believe. Okay, so you can basically build out a form here. Okay, and actions, so this will be your tagging. And so let's say for basic actions, so these are the ones like add tag, remove tag, subscribe to bot, subscribe to sequence, set email opt-in, right? And then you got advanced. These are the advanced, and integrations, and notifications as well, and some e-commerce as well, right? So you can build out a bot for e-commerce, so people can just purchase from the chatbot. And then you can set conditional logic here. Okay, so you can put a condition. Okay, let's say a new customer versus has a new customer tag. Then you can split them up, right? You can split the message like this. Okay, so so basically, for Uchat, right, it kind of feels like ManyChat or ChatRay. So if you know how to use it, it's pretty much quite easy to pick up, right? Because that's how I think that's kind of how they got the idea of building a bot like this. And these are all your flows in here. That means flows include your subflow. So how Uchat works, right? It works based on main flows. Then you can have subflows in here as well, right? So you can actually create new subflows. Then analytics. So if you look at the analytics, right, so this is how it works. You have to it just gives you like a broad idea of how your bot is working out. But if you look at Botbaba, it actually gives you the entire bot, how it works, right? So there's a responder, and then over here you got one responder, and it tells you like every single step what is actually going on, right, in your chat bot, right? So that's the difference between Uchat and Botbaba. And then you've got a live chat. Okay, so here you got a live chat, and you got all your bot users in here. And you can set automation, so like whenever you have a keyword, you then send them through a subflow. Sequences, right? So this is a sequence of message that you can send, pretty much similar to let's say you send them through this, and then you can send them through this, something like that, a sequence of messages. Okay, and then triggers, when certain things happen, you trigger certain things, right? And then command keywords, right? So if someone comments on a post, then you can automatically send a reply. Okay, and then you got contents. So these are mainly your settings, like your user field, bot field, text, and stuff like that. And then you got tools, so error logs, stuff like that for you. And then your broadcast over here. So Botbaba can also do broadcast as well, right? You can actually do broadcast through the scheduler. Okay, and so then and for basically for the chatbots, they work the same for everything else. Okay, they pretty much work the same for everything else. So if you know how to make use of their Facebook chatbot, you'll be able to make use of any of their other bots as well. So they have all these bots. And for Botbaba, it's just WhatsApp and website, widget, so website chatbot, right? So they don't actually have it in Uchat, right? So that's something to take note of. If you want your customers to contact you via your website, right, then they can only use that. Okay. And then in terms of integration wise, these are what they have. They have Stripe, Shopify, Calendly, Slack, Zapier, Pabbly, Dialogflow, Google Sheet, Data Store, and your own custom SMTP, SendGrid, or Gmail. And I missed out, right? So actually, UChat does have Zoho as well, and then got Mailchimp, and I guess this is for Australia, property report, something like that. Okay, and then you've got your e-commerce, so you can put your products and your any orders that came in, and some of your templates that you have, so your flows templates, and this app, these are actually for you to trigger your API from here. Okay, right, and then so pretty much that's all for Botbaba. This is where everything is. So you got your e-commerce, right, and you can set all this thing up. Okay, you can, then you've got all your integrations here. So let's say you want to be collecting Indian rupees. So these are the way that you can collect money. Okay, so they can actually select, the, I guess, like the sorry, what do I mean? What I mean is that you can select your this uh currency, and these are all the payment methods that can work with Botbaba. Whereas for UChat, right, if you see, they can only work with Stripe. Okay, they can only work with Stripe right now. So that's something for you guys to consider, right? So if you don't accept Stripe, then you would then have a problem making use of UChat if you want to be collecting money from your chatbot. So for WhatsApp chatbot, they support Gupshup, and this is WhatsApp, and then this is for your WhatsApp custom API. Alright, so you can actually make use of unofficial WhatsApp API. Okay, so for example, you have WA API, then you can make use of them as well. And then e-commerce, so you got Shopify and WooCommerce as well, whereas UChat does not have WooCommerce direct integration. And you got Google Sheets, which UChat has that, Dialogflow as well, Zoho CRM as well, but they have Kirim email instead of Mailchimp, and they got a web pusher notification integration, so for to trigger push notifications as well, right? Whereas for UChat, you got to connect those apps directly yourself, or make use of Zapier and Pabbly that they have right here. Okay, and so your scheduler, this would be for you to do a broadcast message. Okay, right, or you can actually send recurring messages as well. And these are all your reports. Alright, and I would say pretty much that's all between the comparison of these two bots. Personally, I would feel that if you are a big first thing, I think it is important, if you're going to be collecting money through your chatbot, you got to make sure that the bot that you're choosing to make use of in your workflow supports the payment method that you have, right? So that you are using. So if you don't use Stripe, then I would think that UChat is out for you. Then the next thing also be, what will you be using it for? If you are going to be using it for WhatsApp and the website chat widget, then Botbaba, then you can use Botbaba or UChat, right? But if you are going to be using it for Facebook Messenger, then Botbaba is not ready for that. If you're going to be using it for Slack, for Discord, Botbaba is definitely not the choice for you. Uchat does have Instagram chatbot that is coming along as well. That's on their upcoming plans. And let's see. Let's see. I would think personally, in terms of UI UX wise, I would think that Uchat is easier to start building a bot, whereas for Botbaba, it's gonna, it is a little bit more technical, right? The way that the chatbot structure is, the dashboard, how it works, right? In the process of building a bot, it seems a little bit more technical. So it's not a familiar kind of interface that we are used to, right? Uh, Otherwise, I would think that this would be the comparison, right? Personally, I would make use of UChat for most of my bots, and also one more thing that to take note of is that if you are going to be using unofficial WhatsApp API, then you can only make use of that with Botbaba for the entire chat flow. But for UChat, you can only trigger them via external actions. So you can't make use of, you can't do a broadcast message and stuff like that using UChat. Okay, so pretty much, I think that's the difference. Personally, I would still make use of Botbaba for my WhatsApp, right? Because I can make use of my WA API tool that I have, right? And then I would use UChat for my other bots such as Facebook Messenger, Telegram, Slack, and Discord. And I think that's all I have. If you have any questions, or let me know how you feel about UChat or Botbaba, feel free to comment below. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And lastly, if you know anyone that could benefit from this video, maybe your friend is confused between should I go for Botbaba or should I go for UChat, then I think this video would really help them. And that's all I have, and I'll see you in my next video.